All right, shalom, shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakadash. Double honor to the elders and the apostles of GMS who rule and teach well, who taught us this truth. This is Brother Yeshua from the GMS Atlanta camp. And I wanted to do a quick live um, this evening based upon today's camp. First and foremost, we give double honors because we have teachers that have been put in our lives to show us the way. They have been put in our lives to feed the flock. Let's go ahead and get a precept on that. I will send after my own heart, right? Heart KJV. We'll go ahead and pull that. Jeremiah 3, verse 15. And I will give you pastors according to mine heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. And you know what? That's 100% truth. The Most High has sent our the elders, the bishops, right, the officers, the captains, to show us into the ways of this truth, man. Because prior to coming into this truth, whenever things were going wrong, right, the Christian church wasn't there for us. The Christian church never had any answers to why, so-called innocent people died. The book of Job says none died being innocent. Okay, and so what has the Most High done now? He has sent teachers after his own heart who know the truth, and that's very important. He has sent us people that are after the heart of the Most High Yahweh Shai, all right, that are feeding us with knowledge. And so with that, today's the end of today's camp, our elder went into it. He went into a very um he said something subtle but very deep, which is, when it comes to doubting in this faith, we cannot be in this truth doubting now. You know, we are flesh. Second Ezra calls our bodies chains, right? And within these chains, we are dragged to and fro. We are at, the flesh is weak, but the spirit is willing. Okay. And so, as we go through this walk, sometimes we doubt, but the, the bishop put it very beautifully. And, this will be very relatable to fathers, but it will even be relatable to brothers. Just substitute father and children, substitute it with whatever that you can relate to. And what he said was this. He said, well, first off, he quoted Philippians. Let's go and get this. Philippians 1, verse 6. Being confident of this very thing, that he which has begun a good work in you will perform it until the day of Yahweh Shai Mashiach. Okay? And so, what happens when doubt comes into your mind? You've been in the truth for X amount of years. You're getting these breakdowns, and then you may hit a plateau. You may hit a plateau, and then, you see other brothers, other new coming brothers, and, they're doing, 55 messages per week. And now you're looking at yourself and you're like, dang, have I lost it? Or the maybe you see other brothers that are fellowshipping, and your work schedule doesn't allow you to fellowship with the brothers as much as you can. And then you ask yourself, well, do am I losing my spark? The answer is no. If you can hear this truth, all right, the Most High has chosen you before the foundations of the world. Ephesians 1, verse 4. If you can hear this truth, the Most High has chosen you to be able to hear this word. And if he has begun this good work in you, he will perform it until the end. Okay? Now, I want to share a video because I couldn't help but think about this video. Because what the bishop said was this. He said, He said, it pains a father. He said, it pains a father for him to hear his son say that he doesn't think his father loves him. And I was like, whoa. And then he continued on and said, imagine you're the dad and your son is telling you that he doesn't think that you love him. Wouldn't you feel heartbroken? And me, as a father, I can relate to that because, as you know, as fathers in the flesh, in this earthly body, we want our kids to know that we love them. And so it really struck, it really, it really hit home for me when he said that. And I was like, damn, you know what? That is heavy. And so I want to go ahead and play this video because this is what came to mind when he said that. Let's go ahead and get it. Let's share this one and then we'll get it.
Then he made me cry when he said, I can't even say it. It's when he said, don't you love me? Remember that?
Let's assume that you didn't know what you were saying, that you forget when you say shit over and over.
Yeah.
Why's it gotta be something mean? Why can't you repeat something good?
There's the coyote.
I mean, don't you love me?
Then he made me cry when he said, I can't even say it. It's when he said, don't you love me? Remember that?
Let's assume that you didn't know what you were saying, that you forget when you say shit over and over.
Yeah.
Why's it gotta be something mean? Why can't you repeat something good?
There's the coyote.
I mean, don't you love me?
You know what? Yes, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, he does love us, man. He loves us, man. He he has given us this truth. He has started us on this path to continue to call our people in to repentance. And yeah, sometimes it may be difficult. Sometimes we go through plateaus. Hell, sometimes it may even feel like we're going downhill. It may feel like we're, falling behind while everybody's going, while everybody's moving ahead. If you have this truth in you, if you have Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, if you have the names, if you have the understanding, the spirit on the left hand side will come and try you. See, we seem to forget this part. Let's get this right here. Let's get Zechariah 13, and I want to get verse 9 here. Okay, because we always quote verse 8, but we need to quote verse 9 here. It says, and I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Most High, Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, is my God. See, even in this truth, we are tried. We are tried by fire. You don't come into this truth, Sirach 2 and 1. If you come to serve the Lord, prepare your heart for temptation. And, some of that temptation is wanting to fall out of the truth, man. And so you have to, you have to understand this, man, that if you Again, it's not like it for repeating myself, man, but it hurts the Father for him to bestow these gifts on us, to bestow these gifts on us, and then for us to question him. Does he love me? Of course he does. 1 John 3, verse 1. Behold, what manner of love the Father has bestowed upon us. And what has he bestowed? Revelations 11, verse 11. The truth came back into us. Ezekiel 37. These bones that were once dead, these bones that were, practicing in the holidays, voting, we have been set free. Scripture says you shall know the truth and the truth shall set you free. Well, where did that truth come from? If you see somebody struggling and you want to help them out, telling them, how to get around that obstacle, that's an act of love. And that's what the Most High did. He showed us how to get around this obstacle. And what is that obstacle? That obstacle was life. Now we understand why things happen through regeneration. Now we have peace. We have peace because, we are no longer afraid of death, because we know to be absent in the body is to be present in the spirit with the Most High. Okay, the Father has bestowed this love upon us. And as long as we continue to abide by him, we are his children, man. It says, the love the Father has bestowed upon us, that we should be called the sons of the Most High. Therefore, the world knoweth us not, because it knew him not. Every now and then, as we go through our walk, we may deal with some, difficult times. We may deal with doubt, but we have to remember where we are and who gave us that very same gift of where we are. This is Romans 8, verse 16. It says, the Spirit itself bears witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High. If you ever question whether the Most High loves you, look at what he's given you. He's given you the understanding. He's surrounded you with brothers that are in the truth. Do you realize how many online chats there are of all these like weirdo chat groups, right? And throughout all this weirdness, all this confusion going on, the Most High put you around these group of men whom the Most High is dealing with also, and you're both flowing with each other. So is doubting a part of this walk? Yes. We all deal with doubt. We deal with doubt when it comes to our jobs. We deal with doubt when it comes to confidence that we have. Hell, we even deal in doubt when it comes to brothers in this truth, man. I mean, let's be 100% honest. But when you're being attacked by doubt, man, the only thing that you can look back at is the Most High dealing with you? Is he showing himself to you? Are you going to camp and flowing in the spirit? Yes. Are you doing your videos, even though sometimes we all go through dry seasons? We may go through a season where we may do 7 videos a week. Then we may go through a season where we barely do our 3. But we're still going through it, man. Jeremiah 50, I'm not going to pull it, but Jeremiah 50 says that we went from a mountain to a hill. We went from a high place to a low place, but the Most High was still with us. How much more while we're in this truth? How much more when we're in this truth, even though we're in a dry place? Isn't that what Zion means? A parched place? The Most High's pouring out his spirit on us, man. I got a couple more precepts. I didn't want this one to be long. Okay, I just wanted to hopefully edify brothers, man. This is 2 Corinthians 5:17. Therefore, if any man be in Hamashiach, he is a new creature. All things are passed away. Behold, all things are become new. Okay, so now that we've been adopted back into the promise of which we were separated because of, we went a horn after the other items. We aren't new creations, man. Even though you may be going through a dry season, the Spirit is going to bear witness. If you're still trying your best to abide by the laws, the statutes, and the commandments, you're a new creature. You are a new creature, and the Most High is dealing with you, man, because the old things are passed away. Even though you may be going through a dry season, at least you're still not eating swine's flesh. Going through this walk with, and then dealing with doubt, it's difficult because you know what? We all want to strive for the masteries. That's what Scripture says. Strive for the masteries. 2 Timothy 2:15, study to show thyself approved. And so we come into the truth, and we call ourselves hopeful elect because we don't know it. Nobody knows for sure until, it's going to be revealed to us in due time. But, the Spirit is bearing witness, man. These things are becoming new, the way that we walk, the way that we talk, what we believe in. If the spirit of doubt comes into your mind, hey, there is nothing wrong with doubting. The only thing that we are called to do is to continue to push forward, man. Let me play this video one more time, and then we'll see what the Spirit leads, and then we may just end up closing. Go ahead and get it right here.
Then he made me cry when he said, I can't even say it. It's till he said, don't you love me? Remember that?
Let's assume that you didn't know what you were saying, that you forget when you say shit over and over.
Yeah.
Why's it gotta be something mean? Why can't you repeat something good?
There's the coyote.
I mean, don't you love me?
Then he made me cry when he said,
as we go through these dry seasons, sometimes, we go through these dry seasons, and it may feel like the Most High is not dealing with us. It may feel like, that's where that doubt starts to come in, where it's like, man, before I was doing this many videos, before I wasn't fucking up this much, before I was doing this, before that, you know what? But hey, these are part of the chastisements, man. And sometimes when we go through these chastisements, sometimes when we go through these dry places, it may seem like the Most High is hiding his face from us, man. But really he's not, because we're still in this truth, man. Hebrews 12:6. For whom the Most High loveth, he chasteneth, and scourges every son whom he receives, man. And as fathers, sometimes when we see our kids struggling and we know that they can get through certain things, we leave them. We let them struggle through those hard times. Why? So that they can get through them, and so that they can know that, hey, they were able to do it. Now, if we can understand that from a worldly view, how much more the scriptures, man? Psalms 103:14. For he knoweth our frame. He remembers that we are dust. We all go through difficult trials, Sometimes whether it's a dry season, sometimes whether it's doubt. And again, us coming into this truth, us wanting to be, put on as the elect. We put on as the elect. We do the videos, we go to camp, we do everything. Our hope is that we are of the elect. And so for a man in this truth that is striving for the masteries, this thought of doubt can be something very difficult, because that's what we want. We want to be the 144,000. We feel like we've been called to it. We're hearing the 100% truth. And then here comes doubt. And then doubt can be very crippling to brothers, you know? But hey, part of that doubt, part of that dry season, that's the Most High dealing with us. That's the Most High letting us go through that dry place again. Let's not forget, Zion, another word for Zion is a parched place. And that's why we brought out Zechariah 13, verse 9, because he tries us through the fire, man. I'm going to get this last verse right here. And, we'll go ahead and close up with this. I didn't want to be long. This is Matthew 7, verse 11. It says, if ye then, being evil, know how to give good gifts unto your children, how much more shall your Father, which is in heaven, give good things to them that ask him. That's heavy, man. If you then, being evil, know how to give good gifts unto your children, and we all, we all sin, all have fallen short. Our cleanness is as dirty rags. But yet here we are. We can understand how to raise our children. At least we think that we can. I mean, we know that we can, but brothers know what I'm trying to say here. If we can understand that we love our children, that we have to see them struggle, even when we can help them out, and while they're struggling, they're questioning us, our love doesn't go away from them. Our love will always follow them. And how much more so? How much more shall your Father, which is in heaven, give good things to him that ask of him? Doubting in this truth, there's nothing wrong with it. It's part of the walk. But what we need to do is, while we are in this walk, we need to continue to hold the faith, man. I'm gonna play this video one more time, and then we're gonna go ahead and close out.
I can't even say it. His degree says, don't you love me? Remember that?
Let's assume that you didn't know what you were saying.
And the reason that I'm playing this video too is because, this is, forget the fact that these are Edomites. Forget that. This is the heart of the Father, man. The heart of the Father that has put his truth into our hearts. Wisdom of Solomon 7 says that the Spirit is a direct connection from the Most High, and that it cannot enter an unclean soul. That's a rough paraphrase. So the Most High has given us all these gifts, and we're questioning them. It breaks the heart of the Most High, man. All right.
Then he made me cry when he said, I can't even say it. His degree says, don't you love me? Remember that?
Let's assume that you didn't know what you were saying, that you forget what you say shit over and over.
Yeah.
Why's it gotta be something mean? Why can't you repeat something good?
There's the coyote.
I mean, don't you love me?
Of course he loves us. He gave us his truth. Doubting is part of anything, whether it's your job, whether it's your confidence, whether it's the gym. The only difference is that doubting, when it comes to this truth and we're striving for the mastery, that can really tear a man apart. But yes, the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, He does love us. And when we ask him these things, and again, there's nothing wrong with it because again, it's a walk. But when we ask him these things and the Father has given us so much love, it breaks his heart. Brothers, continue to stay strong in the faith. I want to close it out with Philippians 1:6, being confident of this very thing, that he which has begun a good work in you will perform it until the day of Hamashiach Yahushua. Stay strong in the faith, brothers. Doubting is a normal thing, and everybody goes through dry seasons. We cannot, don't expect it to be in this truth and then be on fire 1,000% of the ways. That doesn't happen in relationships. It doesn't happen in the gym. It doesn't happen with jobs. It doesn't happen with anything. To the next one, Shalom.